Yo, welcome to week 17 quarterback series. We're gonna do a little different this week. New era to me, I think everybody knows. New era officially starts in San Francisco. The hell is going on with the Panthers is the dumpster fire they are. And Russ doing the Russ thing. Let's talk about the Black Quarterback Series playoff edition. Let's get into it. So yeah, if you don't know me, my name is Keith. I do Black Quarterback Series. We cover all NFL quarterbacks all the time and everything and anything else about what I think about at the time of the recording. So today, if you didn't get a chance to watch my video about Antonio Brown and why I think his career is over, that will be linked up top. I talked about that. I talked about that Monday. So you get a chance to look at that. Leave a like, come back to this after you watch that. I had a lot to say. I had a lot to say in that video. And so this is the playoff edition of the Black Quarterback Series. So what we're going to do, we're going to briefly blow over some of the teams that are like not in the playoffs. Let's get started with with Russ. So they started off 17-0 and the game was really over after that. Russell Wilson was 20 for 29, 236 yards, 4 touchdowns. Rashad Penny was really the workhorse. He had 25 carries, 170 yards. They started off 17-0. They were playing the Lions. It wasn't really a contest. As you can see, and I think I can see too, that they would have made the playoffs if Russell Wilson didn't hurt himself. That's what I'm seeing going into the schedule because they've won some games that I was like, oh man, they won that. So they would have won enough games to at least contend for the playoffs if Russell Wilson didn't get hurt. But life happens, unfortunately. So I opened up talking about it in the intro. Trey Lance. Trey Lance was 16 for 23, 249 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Eli Mitchell had a good day running the ball. Y'all know how Shanahan's like to run the ball. 21 carries, 119 yards rushing. He's young. He didn't do anything awful. He didn't look terrible. He made some good reads. He made some not go good reads. You got to think this is only his third game in the last 2 years, because he only played like one game for Dakota State. So the fact he went out there and looked competent was a plus. To everything. So I like what I saw from him. I saw some breakdowns. I watched some film myself, and Trey Lance looked good. I wasn't mad. He looks like he's a little bit further in his development than Justin Fields is. Justin Fields is kind of reckless, but Trey Lance kind of looks like he's stout and he knows what he's doing. He looks like he's been first-house quarterback for 10 years. Not in his play, but just in his demeanor from what I've seen. So that's good for him. That's good for him. It's great. It's great for Trey. We'll see how more he goes going into week. A true test against LA and their Madden-built defense. So let's go to the Eagles. Let's go to the Eagles. So our guy didn't have a fabulous game. He did what he needed to win. Literally. I mean, it wasn't a lot of offense in the game to begin with. The score was only 20-6. And honestly, the fact that they were in a game against the Giants is a problem to begin with. Like I said, they have to be better at passing the ball. But I think Jalen can get it done. Obviously, they wasn't awful. 17 for 26 passing, 214 yards. That's good. But this game is really relying on the defense making all the big plays to win. They shut out Washington. Now, this is Washington, so it's not that big of a deal, but they shut out Washington to 0 points in the second half. And it looked like they didn't score 0 points. But the game should have been over earlier than this. Jalen left some points out there on the field, but now they're looking at 9-7. They're I think they clinched the playoffs. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I saw they did clinch the playoffs. And now they just get to sit back, and I don't think they can go no higher than they're already at now. because the Cowboys are like a game ahead. I think even if the Cowboys and the Eagles couldn't tie, so they can't go no higher than now. But to have a 10-win season would be crazy compared to what they dealt with earlier in the season. It's about winning. Contrary to what people say, it's about winning, especially with a second-year guy. So they can win. They just need to build this offense more around Jalen and what he can do. Good job, Jalen. And also, it was some weird stuff that happened in that game. I'm gonna show you if I didn't show you in the beginning, I'll show you now or at the end. The whole banister fell, and Jalen was just like, "Huh, all right, I'll pick y'all up." Like that's just the type of guy he is. That's my guy. That's one of my favorite guys in the league to watch and talk about. He does what it has to. He do what he got to do to win. He do what he got to do to win. We get to talk about the two biggest games of the weekend: Cowboys, Cardinals, and then we get into KC. Then we get into KC, and then we'll get into the Ravens game. So on the docket, so we got the Cowboys and their awful offense. Michael Gallup's hurt. He has a torn ACL. I know his ACL. It's something with his ACL. I'll put it up on the screen. So he's out for the season, and he did it while catching a touchdown pass, which is just crazy. But the fact that the Cowboys couldn't get a stop at the end when you're supposed to have this great defense, you couldn't get one stop to get the ball back to your offense. When Dak finally decided to show up in the fourth quarter, I need better from that. And this is why you never believe in the Cowboys. Those type of things are why you never believe in Cowboys. Why people just are like, what can't go wrong will go wrong with the Cowboys? Because you're supposed to have this great defense, but you can't get a stop. You're supposed to have this great offense, but you can't score points. Which is why I thought the game was going to be a shootout. Now, it kind of was, finally, but great plays by Kyler. Great pass to Wesley in the side of the end zone. Big time runs. The Cardinals did what they had to do. The offense is just enough to win. Kyler Murray was 26 for 38, 263 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Dak was 24 for 38, 226 yards, 3 touchdowns. And most of that came in the fourth quarter when they absolutely needed it. So Dak woke up and started to play better. But when they finally got it, when they finally got the touchdown they needed, they wasn't able to get off the field, and that was the game. So they got to sure this up if you're the Cowboys, because you don't want that to happen in the playoffs. When you play better, well-oiled teams, you're going to get blown out if you do this against the Bucs. You're going to get blown out if you do this against another offensive team. And I would even say if you do this against the Eagles, you might lose. So the Cowboys got a lot to work on. There's no reason this offense should be stuck in mud the way it's stuck in the mud, that it looks really, really good against poor teams and average against good teams. That's not how you win Super Bowls. And me personally, speaking from the heart, I kind of want to see the Cowboys make the Super Bowl just because I've never seen it. So I would love to see them make the Super Bowl. But just like I said, on the Arizona side, they did well. And I think I took a picture of it. I want to say a big shout out to Simmons, who made a phenomenal play at the end. I'm sure there's a picture of it that he posted on his Instagram that I took from Instagram. I think his name is Isaiah Simmons. Just phenomenal play. The picture don't do it justice. I'm going to have to find the video. So not only does he take on Dak as a block, he takes on Dak as the block, he takes on Zeke with the block, bumps Zeke, and then as Dak's trying to step up in the pocket, he makes a phenomenal play on the ball, fumbles the ball, and it was a huge play in the fourth. That essentially sealed the game. So I'm gonna show the play if I can find it. And great game. High drama, really good game. I liked it. But this is coming on the heels of the Ravens game, and oh my God, these are one of those games that you like, man, if Lamar was in, they would have won. I firmly believe that if Lamar had played this game, they would have won. Now Tyler didn't play awful. 20 for 32, 197 yards, an interception. But when you only score field goals, I don't think the offense. Yeah, I'm looking at the score. The final score was 2019 Rams, and the only touchdown you have was on defense. Lamar scores 2 touchdowns, so they could have played better. Like I said, Huntley was okay. They ended up getting a running game going, which is how they got into the field goal range in the first place. But it just eventually and I hate to use this excuse, but it's true. The talent that was on the Rams started to come up. They started making plays and doing everything they needed. And the Ravens just couldn't match their talent level. Because you're talking about Von Miller making plays, Jalen making plays, Vaughn making plays, Odell, Matt Stafford, Coop, all these guys are making plays everywhere. And the Ravens had no answer for it. That's just at least what I saw. I saw a team that had the players to make plays, and the team who was hurt and injured all year didn't have the players to make the plays. So that's what I saw. And so in the final game of the day, and I saved it from the end, Joe Burrow versus Patrick Mahomes. When I say this is a great game, this is a great game. Normally, I don't speak glowingly of the opposing quarterback like this, but Joe Burrow has been the bane of our existence the last 2 weeks. He did it to the Ravens, and now he's doing it to Patrick Mahomes. Burrow was 30 for 39, 466 yards, 4 touchdowns, and most of that went to Jamar Chase, who was 11 receptions for 266 yards and 3 touchdowns, and it looked, felt, and breathed like it. To the point, he had more touchdown pass. He had more He had more receiving yards than Patrick Mahomes had passing yards. Mahomes was 26 for 35, 259 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And this dude got 266 in the air. And it felt like it. Joe Cool was putting it everywhere it needed to go. It did not matter where he was going to put it there. And it was just, they almost lost it. They almost gave the game up at the end, but with some poor play calling. Well, not poor, I wouldn't say poor play calling, but just mistakes made by Kansas City. They wasn't able to get the end. They scored too fast. And I think one of the commentators might have alluded to the fact that they scored too fast because they gave the ball back. They had the ball back to Joe Burrow, and then they was able to drive down the field and score. But Kansas City looks good. As you can see, they scored 31 points. They got their mojo back. They didn't have a problem scoring, but the defense just did not show up. The defense didn't show up. Like I said, I'm not talking about a lot of Mahomes, because Mahomes did what he had to do. He put the team in position to win, but the defense, as has been all season, just couldn't get a stop. So that's all I got for the games. That's all I got for the games. I do have a couple things to talk to y'all about before I get to the playoff scenarios that I'm gonna show. Everybody saw Baker. Y'all saw how Baker played. Y'all saw how awful Baker played. I'm just sit here with y'all on that. Progressive pays Baker, but the Heisman House couldn't play Cam and Lamar. I'm gonna let that sit with y'all. So that's all I got. And stay out there for the playoff scenarios. And I'll see you guys some point in the week. Probably tomorrow. Peace.